Oh my goodness, we are live at the Big Festoon, March 2025. This isn't just any normal conference, this is a show. If you truly want to be a business that is out there, that is going up, is growing, is a bit weird, wacky, and actually embraces all of that about yourself, the Big Festoon is something for you. We're going to give you a glimpse inside, and don't worry, we're going to tell you how you can be at the next one. Closed mouths don't get fed, and there is not a closed mouth in this room, I can guarantee it.
It's a wrap.
Hello, Big Festooners. We are here at the March 2025 a Big Festoon with our video podcast pop-up, and I've been joined by the incredible Christine. Hello. How are you?
Great, good to see you.
The show's underway.
Yes.
We've got speakers speaking.
Absolutely. And in fact, my own podcast guest this past week is Danny.
I did
Danny
see
Wallace.
this one.
Let's talk about brand.
I did see this podcast. I have been watching the show, like the spoilers and the things that have been, the teasers that have been put out, and was like, I'm going to definitely have to tune into this one. Loved it. How's it going? How's things?
Things are great. You know, it's all about putting yourself in the right energy and surrounding yourself with the right energy. And my goodness, if that isn't here, like, it's nowhere. Like, this is just, it's just positive energy led by Danny, but perpetuated by all the people who flock.
Yes, it is incredible. I'll move that one. So you have an incredible podcast. You're here today as an attendee, and you said you're with Suze Winstanley's table. Yes. What's your energy like over there?
It's interesting because, as I was saying to someone earlier today, I'm trying to be more intentional the past year or so about events that I go to, but also about kind of having in mind what I want to get out of them.
Right.
But this is an event where I really said, I need to not lead a thing. I really kind of need to let this event just happen, to just kind of wash over me, to let it be what it's going to be, because it's not like a business conference.
No.
It's a conference, kind of, and the people who are here are in business, and we're hearing stuff about business, but it's not a business conference. It's an inspiration conference. And it's an energetic conference, and it's just kind of not the sort of thing where you go into it saying, I want to get X, Y, and Z out of it, and here's how I'm going to proceed. It feels like the type of thing where it's just like, it feels like just saying to the universe, hey,
I'm here.
I'm showing up.
Yes.
I'm showing up. Do with me what you will.
And that is step one to anything. Show up.
Absolutely.
Have you festooned before?
I have never festooned.
Welcome, fellow virgin. Me neither.
A friend of mine who went last year and who's known me for a very long time, and who actually isn't here this year, though they wanted to be. They had a conflict. Said, yeah, I think you should be there. And this is a friend who's very practical about things. So the fact is, he wouldn't tell me to go just, for fun. He's like, no, I think this would be good for you.
These are your people. This is your tribe.
And I could see, in fact, I considered exhibiting. And then, Danny agreed with like, no, go first as an attendee. But I'll probably will exhibit in the future, because the whole point is everyone's getting very hyped up on self-confidence and self-worth and getting in touch with your superpowers and your magic. And that's my whole thing. So I'd love to be able to capture some of that energy next year, but it was definitely the right one to just be in it this time.
You're speaking our language. I mean, superheroes is what we're all about,
Absolutely.
all comic book themed. So you have a podcast. Tell us what your podcast is about, as if we can't guess from the title, I mean.
Well, the thing is, it has evolved. So let's talk about brand. Of course, is about branding. It's about personal branding. But it kind of veered off the script a little bit for about a year there, because I signed on with a big podcast network, and I had all these PR pitches in my inbox, pitching executives to talk about more like corporate branding and consumer branding and all those things. And so I did that for a bit, and it wasn't I had a podcast editor at the time who's one of my best friends, and she said, I can tell when it was a PR pitch versus someone who you wanted to speak to.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's not good. And so I really brought it back in. I said, what do I actually want? I want to hear people's own personal stories of how they started out unknown and developed a personal brand over time. I want to hear how they did it. I want to hear the steps they took. I want to hear those breakthrough moments of like, here's when I first realized that people I hadn't met knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I want them to chart those moments and take the veneer off of like the shiny whatever they are now. And then this year I started also adding in a bit of what I do with my clients.
Ooh.
So I ask these guests questions that many of them surprisingly have not been asked before about the deeper person behind the brand. So I ask them, what lights them up inside? What is that driving force, that spark that keeps them doing what they do? I ask them about what it is they truly deliver, not the service, not what it says on the tin. They usually actually deliver things like empowerment, permission, freedom, whatever that is. And I have them have a deeper look at their own personal brand. And my favorite thing, always, as an interviewer, is always to hear, that's a good question. I haven't been asked that before.
Yeah.
Because if someone's been interviewed, thousands of times, as many of my guests have, to have come up with a question that they haven't been asked before.
Yeah.
I love that. That shows me that there's a point to my show.
That's incredible. I love that. And, as a fellow interviewer, like, isn't it nice to just be nosy? Like, yes. I love that. And I'm an open book, so I'm always happy to share. And I'm like, that's the part that people fall in love with when they actually dig deep.
Getting them to think in a different way and not just get the same, could practically be scripted at this point interview that they've given 1,000 times before. Yeah. And I've been interviewed a lot too, and I get sick of hearing myself give the same interview.
Yeah.
So I love it when someone encourages me to go in a different angle or to look at things a different way, because I'm sick of hearing myself tell the same stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is your superpower then?
My superpower is seeing other people's superpowers, quite frankly. Like, it's weird. It's almost like, to go with the comic book metaphor, I have like this X-ray vision of like, there's something sparkling inside this person. I don't literally see auras, but it feels a bit like that. Of like, how do people not know? This person's so freaking epic. And those people over there need them. How are people not getting to know? What is happening here? What is this disconnect? And, helping empower them to be like, you actually do have the tools. They're like, yeah, but, nothing special. Yes, you are. Are you kidding me? And so it's like helping people see, yes, my special sauce is worth pouring all over these other people who need it with their consent.
Love that. Amazing. I mean, Christine, obviously first time here, the show's underway. I feel like I'm going to need to pull you back tomorrow and say, how have you found it? What have you done? What have you taken away?
Always up for a conversation. I am always up for appearing on something. I have to walk the talk. If I'm telling other people, get yourself out there, I have to practice what I preach. And it's easy as. Like, it's just walk up, just do it. You know the answers.
Yes.
People are so afraid of interviews, but you know all the answers.
Yeah, this is
it's an open book test. You're the book.
I've asked a few people and they're like, what are you going to ask me? And I'm like, I'm going to ask you who you are. I'm going to ask you what you do. Like, I'm not here to trip you over. I want to know about you. I'm just nosy.
Interviewers are generally not in the making people look like idiots.
No, not at all. Yeah. I want to empower you, cheerlead you. We are going to put all the links down below. We want to get you out there. So come get yourself out there. And that again is what Danny's about, isn't it? It's like closed mouths don't get fed. She says it a lot.
Yes, and a British phrase that I really love is shy bairns get not.
Shy bairns. That's a very, very English way of saying it, isn't it?
It feels a bit like cultural appropriation when I say it in my New York accent. But
amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. And we'll I look forward to catching up tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Brand.
Yeah, I love it.